find out because we can just tell by the file size.
Nah, we're YOLOing it. I'm
No.
opening 590. Let's see.
No.
Here we go.
It's doomed. Match reporting. I will find it for you.
This was game 1. I win.
Yeah, you win. Just barely.
How do I just barely win? You're not even close.
What I just told you. Fort. 9-0. All right. Hopping into my client.
This is Dog, Dorado,
Gaming Sigma.
Sigma. Okay, they're dogs.
Oh wait,
Is this Sigma
Maybe
or
it's
Epsilon?
different. I know it's Sigma is in their league. Let me make sure.
It's Sigma. Okay. Yep.
Yes, Sigma. He wins again.
The only thing I like about this organization is their
Yeah.
tags are, for Sigma, it's dogs, and then for Epsilon, it's Doge. And then they have another team that's something with a G. It's dog with 2 G's.
That's pretty good.
Like, they
like
pick
that.
and choose in order to make the 4 letters be good,
Uh-huh.
which I can appreciate.
Yeah. I'm realizing now we probably should have just named one of our teams like Mid and the other one Ka or something like that.
That's boring.
What do you mean?
What do you mean, what do I mean?
No, I meant like for our tag instead of like RMC
Oh.
versus RMD.
I think RMC and RMD were what they suggested.
Yeah.
And
No,
we
I
just kind of
agree.
went with it. Because
I know.
like they were like, yeah, last second we need different names. And we're like, oh,
Yes.
yeah.
No, I agree. I just in the future that might be a nice upgrade.
We'll do better next split. I think that's a good enough color for him. Junior is that color? Yeah. Okay, cool. I think I have everything set.
Perfect.
Lane with the 1 month resub? Let it drop. But 9 months? You're having RotM's child. Yeah.
Yes. It is that time.
I would argue that RotM is kind of already our child.
Beatrice is getting a sibling. Alright, I got the game loaded. I'm locked and ready.
I do as well. I was waiting just a second for them to
For
pile
some
in.
gamers.
Make sure we
No
have
worries.
some gamers in the chat.
Just want to make sure you weren't waiting on me.
We were so close to our sub goal, and then I think all of our gift subs fell off, so now we're back to 8. Feels bad, man.
Tragedy.
And I want all 8 of you to know I love you all, but it feels bad seeing number go down. I know realistically I'm doing nothing to influence the number at all, but, you know, we in it. Do we have any gamers out there in chat? I just popped it out.
Got 4 people online. Probably 2 of those are us.
I thought I had a way to see who was in chat, but maybe I don't. Oh, there we go. Okay, yeah, we got some gamers out there. Okay. sick. Let's do a cast then. Thanks, Mickey. Ooh, ooh. He's at 12 months.
Oh
Jeez.
man.
I've been at this a whole year at least. That's
Mm-hmm.
insane. That's actually kind of insane. All right.
It is.
Well, welcome, ladies and gentlemen. This is our I probably not final cast now that I think about it because we have
Yeah.
3 playoff games to go this week. Oh boy. We'll get to introduce ourselves with the UML team on Friday, but let's not talk about the
Yes.
future. Let's talk about the past right now.
Yep.
This is week 7 of Runeterra Academy, the last week. Both of our teams with their playoff lives hanging in the balance. Darkwind got a 2-0 forfeit win and kind of backed their way in. Crowstorm gets to play the undefeated Dorado Gaming Sigma. The Sigma gamers
For their lives.
for their lives. They need
Yep.
a win. I believe the thing was if they won and um, was this the William and Mary group or the other one?
No, it's the other one.
The team that they were behind, if they both won, RotM was eliminated. But if RotM won and they lost, they're in. And if they both lost, then RotM was in. I think was the stupid way that it worked out. I'm not
Yes.
100% sure on that. But
Yeah. It was a lot of chances for our team to win, more than not, if they won this game. So
but
what I remember from the foldy sheet.
yeah, I just remember there was a specific scenario where they won and someone else like there was a combination of wins and they were eliminated for some reason. But
Yes. There's one scenario where if they lost.
anyway, I'm
Anyway.
not gonna go back I can't go backwards in the foldy sheet. I have no idea what I'm talking about. Let's watch a game of League of Legends, shall we? If you're ready,
We
3,
shall.
2, 1, go. I'll even
Perfect.
let you introduce the blue team.
Wow. I get to give all my children's names over here. We've got Vbon in the top lane on Shen. We've got Data on Udyr in the jungle. We've got X-Craze Hokage in mid lane on the Syndra. Benji Peach and Garethar in the bot lane, piloting Zeri and Nautilus.
Little do you know, this is just a ploy so that I can say the enemy team's names once before I have to try to cast them in combat. We've got for Dorado Gaming Sigma, the red side wearing the red health bars, Dobbin in the top lane playing Gwen, Rogue in the jungle on Volibear, Dog Tough Daddy in the lane on Victor, Seneshadow? Seneshadow.
Danae?
Oh, the flash hook though from Garethar. Dobbin is fine. Seneshadow? I still can't decide what I want to go. I think I'm just going Seneshadow probably. And
Go
I
for it.
Beyond Godly in the bot lane on Jinx and Janna.
Yeah, and things are already off to a fiery start here. Garethar blowing his flash, trying to get a kill onto the Gwen, who didn't have a flash, but in the end was close enough to the tower for it not to matter too much. This is a sick chroma, by the way. I am loving that. The purple
Yeah,
or pink, maybe. The
it's
colorblind boys can't tell, but I like the color that I'm seeing.
it is the Garethar trademark chroma at this point. I see this
Yes.
chroma and I think Garethar. So
Yeah.
Data meanwhile
Jungler.
couldn't buy the visual update to Udyr. He's on black belt. That feels
Yes,
pretty
Jungler's
tough.
gonna start on opposite sides of the map here. Probably showing where teams want to spend the majority of that resources. RTM known for being kind of a bot lane focused team, especially with Vivon being the weak side king. And then you've got Gwen versus Shen, so you got to take advantage of that matchup for Gwen by pathing topside.
Yeah, and honestly, Gwen gets bullied around a little bit by Shen early on, so getting a couple
doesn't?
of resources. Yeah, Gwen a little weak early, and Shen maybe a bit on the strong side early on, which is the reverse of how you normally think of tank top laners. But
Yeah, he is a very strong duelist. His auto attacks are pretty punishing, and especially if they elect to go for Knight, Vbon doesn't in this game. But I know Ignite is preferred by a lot of Shen
oh,
top
he's got
laners.
the taunt. Dobbin
Doesn't
very
need it.
low. He's got the ignite if he can get him low enough, but it just
There it
doesn't matter.
is.
First blood for Vbon, the solo kill on the Shen in the top lane.
Yeah, we were talking about how strong that Shen can be early, and even without the ignite, was able to pick up a solo kill. Very well played by Vbon. I think what's tragic there for Dobbin is he also expends the ignite, which is one of the strong ways he could potentially get back in this lane. Just kind of panic ignites there. Maybe forgot he didn't have flash. I'm not sure, but yeah, definitely not looking great for Dorado Gaming here to start off.
Yeah, and that really messes up the jungle timing because now Rogue is
Right.
his path top side and Vbon's back in base. He doesn't really care. If Dobbin can manicure that wave, maybe they have an opportunity to gank, but it could cost him some time on these resets that Data could take advantage of if he knows or if he spots Volibear. And now they know Volibear's there because of the blast or the vision cone. So that's really nicely played by Vbon coming back to the lane.
Yeah, it is just super
Although
punishing to die
this is a
there.
little risky. He's gonna find him.
Well, he
I
blocks the stun.
Yeah, I think he's fine. He's got the dash over the wall. He just can't stick around for very long.
Yep. And this is fine. Wave's going to be coming back to him.
Oh, stun not quite gonna
meanwhile-
land from X-Craze. Meanwhile, Data in. He's gonna get the flash, not even flash slap. It was the ghost slap from Data, and it's gonna expend Tough Daddy's flash, which
Yeah, it's a good trade. Ghost a lot shorter cooldown, so you will have the ganking presence up
ooh,
faster.
the flash from Rogue really trying to force onto Vbon up in the top lane and try to get some space for his Gwen.
Yeah, I mean, Vbot is really flirting with danger up here. But I think that wave will come back to him if he's just patient enough to do it. But kind of positioning pretty forward here, trying to get this cannon.
Yeah, meanwhile, Data is taking advantage. He's going to scoot
Yeah.
a boot and take all of those bottom side camps, get all the good vision that you'd want your Udyr to get, and this might be pretty costly now for Rogue, as he's expended his flash, so he doesn't have that ganking tool available. He's going to lose an entire quadrant of his jungle, and it's going to be hard now for him to make a huge impact here in the next minute or two.
Yeah, you've got to wonder if that's been kind of communicated. I know we don't have the comms on this game, but you know, with the way Vbon was playing that, trying to kind of bait a gank from the Volibear when he didn't really feel like he could die, it allows Data to get all that time in the enemy jungle and steal away a whole quadrant.
Yeah, and now that just starts to really limit his
Oh my.
options. And good trades again by Vbon. He's got to be careful, though, with Ignite coming back up soon. He's getting a little bit low, and those snips are starting to add up now for Dobbin.
Yeah, I think the big thing here is he's getting a really good trade, but he has the TP in pocket, so he can trade really aggressively. As long as he doesn't die and just gets back, he's in a good spot.
Ooh,
And
good,
this is
good
really
dodging
good for
out
him
the.
again.
Yeah, that was really well. He's fine.
Uh,
Oh no!
Yeah, just a little too far there, but
It's the right idea.
Yeah.
I think he needs to wait for 6 and just that little extra bit of health. Just had to know that Ignite was coming up like right then. Like that was, it had been up for maybe 5 seconds at that point. So
yeah,
just a little unlucky on the
dragons
timers.
to be started up.
But yeah,
And yeah, Shen's still not 6 here, but should be hitting that pretty soon.
yeah. Now Garethar looking in mid lane. X-Craze taking a lot of damage. The Chaos Storm might just finish him off. Tough Daddy trying to get far enough
Oh
forward that he
my.
can get it, but he gets taken down by Garethar. They save Private X-Craze. He'll get on out of there.
Yeah, just barely surviving that. The Chaos Storm just wasn't quite fast enough to get that last tick onto X-Craze, and they're able to pick up a really nice kill from the bot lane roam.
I like he's even walking forward. Tough Daddy is just to try to get the extra little bit of movement speed on the Chaos Storm. Now Vbon is suddenly behind by 2 levels just because of the way the waves have been managed. Meanwhile, Garethar going to find another hook in the bottom lane. Godly taken a little bit low. Shadow just taking a couple anchors to the face. Benji not really able to get in. Now they have to get on out of there with Rogue threatening the gank. The exhaust coming through. Benji, I guess, doesn't have his E available. It doesn't really matter. Garethar successfully wards that gank away, and nothing, no harm, no foul down in the bottom lane.
Yeah, that looked pretty scary there, but Garithar with a really nice hook to interrupt Vivali's stun auto. Um, did a good job.
Yeah, and now gank coming in the top lane. Data just
No
gonna
flash
walk
here.
his way in. No flash for Dobbin. Importantly, because he didn't take one. Oh, they're gonna have to use the Shen just to try to get onto Dobbin, and now they're in. They'll finish that one
Ooh.
off just barely. Vbon. Dobbin's getting scary.
Yep.
That's kind of a terrifying proposition when you almost lose both members on the gank.
Yeah, I mean, the Gwen is really, really strong into the Shen pick, especially with that ignite.
Yeah, Benji over the wall just gets the lightning crash, trying to get some of those chains stacked up. X-Craze just kind of gets caught in rotation by Rogue, and there's not a whole lot that he can really do about this other than have not been there. And that's an unfortunate death and a solo kill for Rogue as he finds Syndra roaming through his river.
Yeah, not much for X-Craze to do there. Nice pickup for Rogue, though. Definitely keeping them in this early game where they're having some struggles.
Yeah, gold relatively even
Uh-oh.
right now, although now Data finds Rogue in his jungle, but with no X-Craze there to help him out, he's going to have to give up a little priority on this camp and watch as the dogs ward out their jungle.
Yeah, this is pretty scary for the RTM bot lane here. There's no ultimates, but it looks like they're just going to back and sack a wave here.
Oh, the rocket just to interrupt recalls. That's a thing they've been talking about on LCS a lot. I don't know that it's the best usage in a platinum competitive game, but
I think it's not too bad here, just because they know they're pretty weak, and could potentially look for a dive, but Data that's smartly covering his bot lane so that there's no chance of that. So they're gonna be able to push this out and get a recall in, which would be good for them.
oh, stun gonna land onto the Victor, but nothing really happening near the mid lane. Data walking in bottom just to get some prio for his bot lane in order to be able to recall. They've probably sitting on a lot of gold. Yeah, about 2,100 gold in Benji's pocket right now, so they'll feel good about getting that. Meanwhile, Vbon getting 1v1'd up in the top lane. Oh, Dobbin goes a little too close to the tower, and the tower shot is enough that Vbon wins the 1v1.
Yeah, I think Dobbin
Oh,
honestly
no.
played that pretty well, but
X-Craze just walking in and finding Rogue again. The Volibear 1v1s have been a little devastating to him, but he's able to use that blast plate just to sneak over the wall.
yeah, the X-Craze so far just having a date with Rogue in the river a couple times here, and luckily is able to get out of that death as well. But if it wasn't for that, I mean, Data is up almost 30 farm on this Volibear and out jungling him quite a bit.
Yeah, and as has been the case the past couple of weeks, it's Data and Benji who've been the big bright spots. You've got 3 kills on Vbon to keep him relatively even because he's had to sack so much farm, but they're going in on Tough Daddy in the mid lane trying to make something happen, but X-Craze can't really participate, just low on mana, low on resources right now, and they gotta find a way to get some farm on him as Data steals his cannon minion. Feels bad.
Yeah, I mean, they just need to get the wave in, so especially with this prio for Drake here. I think Data is doing a really, really good job of helping out his lanes when they're in rough spots and not messing up his pathing too much to do that as well. So it's working out well from a good team effort from Crowstorm.
And you can see Vbon trying to play this so carefully. I'm kind of curious. So it looks like he's not pit stopping for any side items. He's just headed straight for his Iceborne Gauntlet. Do you like that, not getting the Bramble Vest early?
I mean, you don't get any effectiveness out of the armor. And
well, he's in a little
you're
trouble
not looking
underneath
to
the turret.
fight.
It's going to get turned off by Rogue, and that's
Yeah.
little unlucky. A lot of ultimates expended in the top lane, and dogs pick up their 3rd kill of the game up there.
Yeah, it's a little rough. I mean, I think Gwen is just such a tough matchup into a lot of tanks just because of how much she heals. I think this is where, you think about what if I had Ignite on Shen instead? Because the Bramble obviously isn't the best item
Oh, Hook gonna
pickup.
land onto the Janna. They get it. Oh, just the chain of
Oh
CC.
my.
Can't even hit R. And now they'll continue the
Goodbye.
dive onto Sen. Easy double kill. That's a great dive from Crowstorm.
Yeah, even the Shen coming in there, I'm not sure if it was entirely necessary, but you get the ult out, and a double kill for the bot lane is still a double kill regardless. So very nice play there from RTM, able to dive the 2 carries under tower.
Yeah, the Shen ult I think saved Garethar, but unfortunately didn't get
I
any
see.
participation. He does teleport back into the top lane immediately, so he doesn't drop any farm in the process. But
Yeah, he picked up a couple kills there as well. So
no, he's had
break.
those.
Has he had? Oh yes, I guess he had the 2. My bad. I'm just thinking. With how the Gwen matchup top lane has gone, I'm surprised to see the kills as much.
Well, 6-3 in favor of Crowstorm. They've got about a 1,000 gold lead. Gotta watch that Herald though, as Rogue is able to pick that one up, and Vebon starting to try to trade back a little bit. Now both top laners are unleashed. Dobbin has Ignite, so this trade will not go favorably for Vebon in the long term. Got the shield, get the extra damage, and he'll be able to get out at least. And they'll drop the tower, Shelly in the mid lane. That wasn't quite in time for plates, but it is the first tower of the game going down, so evening the gold almost back up. That's a good trade, but Dobbin's got the fully stacked. Oh, it's so close. Just one auto here or there between Dobbin and Vebon, and these trades are pretty explosive. He's waiting for his E cooldown to come back up, and Dobbin has to try to reactively E to dodge it. There it is. He's got the successful dodge, and now he's got a Janna in his back pocket who can flash shield and turn that trade if Vebon gets a little too cute with it. But in come Data and Garethar to roam up to top lane. We're having a party up here, and everybody's invited.
Yeah, it's been a very bloody top lane so far. Both laners really trying to get the advantage of the other, but I think Dobbin really doesn't win out against the Shen unless he has that ultimate up, just because you heal so much from it.
Yeah, good trade so far from X-Craze, but then takes a little extra from Tough Daddy in return. And now we're doing a weird laning experience. Both top laners sticking around in top lane. Janna's sticking around as well. But the duo lane for RTM is mid, forcing Jinx underneath her turret, which is going to allow Data to sneak in and maybe contest the red. He doesn't want to give himself up in the bush, but might head for a dive in top lane on Dobbin.
Yeah, this is pretty scary for Dobbin. He does have his ultimate up, which will give him quite a bit of healing back, but it looks like they're just going to allow Shen to push in the wave, and he's going to get a base off here. He's got his ultimate up, so RTM could look for a play around this dragon that's spawning in 55 seconds.
Yeah, and already with 2 in their pocket, I haven't actually paid attention to what flavor rift we have this game. I think it's a mountain rift.
It
Don't
seems
quote me
that
on
way.
that.
I think you're right. Yeah, looks like a mountain from
Okay.
the dragon icon.
Oh, I could just look there. Yeah. I'm so used to the. So when you're watching
Right.
live, I have the esports uh, timers on, which are up in the top corners. So I was looking for those, and I was like, well, they're not there. I don't know what type kind of Drake it is. Um, so I was like looking for terrain, anything that would give it away. Anyway, Data looking for Tough Daddy in the bottom lane, and little awkward flash over the top of Udyr. X-Craze trying to trade it back. The healing isn't quite enough, and the ult from Shen saves X-Craze, and now Beyond Godly might be in a little bit of trouble. Gets slowed underneath the turret by the zap from Benji, but he'll be able to scoot on out of there, and it's 7-3 now for ROTM, but maybe a contestable dragon now for Dorado. I can't think of their name on the fly for some reason. Data's going to get a kill onto Rogue, though. They'll find the pick. Now Sen, just sidesteps the stun and gets the auto over the wall. The frame of mind to not only dodge, but to turn back that one auto and finish off X-Craze is pretty big. X-Craze probably shouldn't have been there, but
yeah, definitely not. That's pretty scary to give Jinx a potential passive mark there. Jinx with getting her get excited is pretty scary. So I usually try to leave those fights if I'm pretty low against Jinx, just because she can get so powerful with that. But in the end, RTM snags the Drake, and now they're on Soul Point, which is exactly what this team wants to do. It's a team fighting comp and wants to team fight you, and we're gonna see that here in about 5 minutes for this last Drake.
Yeah, and now with Vbon finishing up, he went Sunfire Cape. That's kind of interesting. I was thinking it'd be Iceborne for some reason. I don't know what the strength of that would be. Anyway, I haven't played top lane in a minute. He's getting a party up in the top lane. Rogue cannot turn off this tower, so Vbon just trying his best to defend. Oh, gets the big
Oh
double
my
taunt.
gosh.
Data's here to try to turn this one back around. Gets exhausted, but they've already finished off the Gwen. Vbon is able to escape. The hook lands on Descend. They have enough damage with the Zap. Data's on a killing spree, and they clean up the dive. It's a double kill for Data, and Vbon with a huge double taunt underneath the tower.
Yeah, he played that so well, walking out of the tower so that only Volley could hit him, and then taunting back in, making sure that the Gwen was taking turret aggro, and bought just enough time for ROTM to transfer over. And this has kind of been the story of the game. It's just ROTM just finding slight advantages at the end of these plays to not allow Dorado Gaming to get a kill, and it's netted them a lead so far in the early game.
Yeah, absolutely monster play by Vbon up there. Bought just enough time, and the squad was there just in time to bail him out. Meanwhile, X-Craze renewing his 1v1. That's a lot of damage. I don't... Oh, the healing from the Time Warp Tonic is actually pretty big during this. The ult just not quite enough. Does he burn? He doesn't have a burn. Oh no, he doesn't have... I was thinking he was the
No
one with
time warp for him.
the time. Well, the corrupting. Now he's got to have his happy feet. They get the Shen ult in. Volibear ult coming through, and the Death Ray is just enough to finish him off. And so he pays for sticking around to try to get the little extra damage on Tough Daddy. That's a rough one though. That's like if he had another Amp Tome in his inventory. If he had a Doran's Blade for the one auto attack, like
Anything.
oh
Yes.
my god.
Yep. Yeah, key there is the Shen ult was also expended, so you're not gonna have that another key playmaking tool for RTM for about another minute and a half here.
Yeah, and
Um,
sorry, I just want to put this out before I forget about it. Look at how scared Tough Daddy is of X-Craze. Right, there's no more magic damage coming from this comp, but he's bought Merc Treads plus the Verdant Barrier. He is all in
Yes.
on the magic resist to try to survive the Syndra burst, even though Syndra's 0-3. Like that's not a Sigma
I mean,
play. That's some beta shit, right?
yeah, for sure.
Vbon is trying to be a Sigma male up in the top lane. Oh, Data's here! The taunt just
Oh,
almost
my.
gets him enough distance, but I honestly, you kind of trade a kill on your AD for a kill on the top laner, right?
Yes, for sure. And I mean, Vbon almost gets out of that play again with a sliver of health, but finally Dorado is able to kind of upend ROTM's slinking away with almost negative HP. So we've got this dragon coming up in a minute 15 here. Teams are setting up the vision, and I expect this is where the game will be continued or lost for Dorado.
Well, X-Craze has found his first kill of the game. He finds a Janna that wanders in to his sphere of influence, and now there's no longer a Janna on the map for 24 seconds. She'll be back just in time for the dragon, but so will X-Craze's ult. So,
Yeah, X-Craze's turn to do the picking in the jungle after being chased around by Volibear. He's able to find his own target and kill there.
yeah, I'm kind of curious how he worked his way into that soft spot that Janna wouldn't know about. But regardless, it's a decent gold lead right now for ROTM, about 3,000 gold. They're going to teleport in Tough Daddy for the fight, as Godly has to take the long walk back from base. All 5 members of ROTM grouped around. Maybe not exactly what you'd want with the Stand United and Vbon's teleport up, but regardless, we're going to have a full 5v5 setup down here around this dragon. It's Mountain Soul potentially for Return of the Middle Sticks, so everything to fight for now for Dorado Sigma. And it looks like they'll get the first turn to hit the dragon if they want it. And they're going to pass it up for now, just sweep out a little bit of this vision. Now ROTM running back in. Both of these comps just kind of run at each other for the engage. You're looking for the Nautilus ult or the Volibear ult, I guess, to start a fight. Not really certain about that one. Stun gonna land onto Rogue. That's not the key that we're looking for just yet.
Yvonne gonna aggro the dragon with his Sunfire.
Yeah, mid prio goes to Return of the Middle Sticks, so that might force an answer out of Dorado. They're going to start rushing down the dragon. Zap coming through from Benji. He does quite a bit of damage. Ooh, the flash hook not quite there from Garithar, but now Data trying to force. They get onto Rogue. They start bursting through with the Janna Monsoon. They're starting to heal up quite a bit. Dobbin looking to turn this back around. Benji is very low. They're kiting back away, and it's just all the health bars melting for ROTM. What a well-played fight by Dorado Gaming. That's exactly what their comp is meant to do. You kite back into the Janna, you reset the fight, and then it's so hard to fight front to back against Jinx Victor once all of those cooldowns have been expended. Really nicely played fight by Dogs.
Yeah, they played that exactly to their team strengths with the Janna. They're able to disengage really effectively, and I think ROTM just overextending too much after the flash engage from Garithar didn't land. They didn't need to force it that hard and need to recognize that you've got the Janna that's going to be able to keep the team alive.
Well, and that's going to flip the gold advantage over to Dorado Gaming now. 1,000 gold lead for them. They have a dragon on the board to stall out the potential Mountain Soul, but all they need is one. Data just needs to sneak in and land one smite in order to get use of that objective, and you know, we're vibing. We're not quite in a. So I watched this series like relatively carefully one night, and then the next night was the Masters series. So I'm like,
Right.
those games get kind of confused in my brain. And I was like, okay, we're gonna see like a Jinx Rocket Baron. No, we're not. That was not this game. That was game one of the Masters series.
Yep. Yeah, I think what's kind of worrying here for RTM is their comp lacks a lot of damage.
How did this happen?
Oh my.
What is going on? All right, X-Craze is. I don't know why this is happening.
Kills.
All right, well, Data's even gonna come in and finish this one up underneath the tower. He's run, stun, job done. Yep, there we go.
That feels so bad. Looking like Trick 2G under the turrets there, able to just do what he wants and ignore the tower completely.
Imagine
so 4 kills there really quickly.
Yeah, you build the Merc Treads and the Verdant Barrier for the Phoenix stance damage on Data, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
they're
one
losing
thing
a lot
is,
of towers in the process, so this is, well, never mind. That one's fine. It's fine.
Barely.
It isn't even damaged. They still lost like 3 towers during that sequence, so the gold stays even despite the extra kill going to ROTM during it. I'm not even confident in saying that one. Dobbin's going to be able to evacuate with the blast cone, and we're Bing chillin'. We got 2 minutes 30 before the next dragon. Baron is an objective on the map that neither team has fought for yet.
Yeah, they are prepping for it, but I think a lot of this focus is going to be towards this Drake, because RTM is on Soul Point, and I think that's something that can really flip an already tanky team onto the next level, because they got 4 members that are building resistances, and getting that Mountain Soul is going to help them out a lot with the additional shielding.
I'm looking for something interesting to talk about. Sorry.
Yeah, no worries. One thing for RTM that I do kind of worry about later on this game is they only have 2 damage dealers, and so if one of those gets picked, it gets really, really hard for RTM to do objectives, specifically the larger objectives like Baron or potentially Elder later in this game, or to team fight effectively if they don't have one of their carries. So gotta look for picks, and they have a lot of CC and ability to do that.
Well, this might be
like
the pick that they were looking for. Is Dobbin walks into the Baron and finds 3 people waiting for him. It's a shutdown going to Data, and that might be enough to start the Baron for ROTM. This 3-man squad can do it for can take it for a while, even with V-Bon there. That helps out. I am curious. They're not really leveraging the fact that Shen has the global ultimate, and X-Craze is got to trade flashes. I think he was fine. He just needed to walk through the gate, and I think he was okay. But he knows better than me. Tower gets turned off, but now they get the V-Bon ult back in, looking for the taunt, just not quite to find it onto either target, and now they'll have to disengage from that one. They lose the inhibitor tower, but keep X-Craze alive for the time being.
Yeah, Dragon here in 30 seconds. We're gonna have to see if RTM decides to actually try to find this, but if Dorado backs here, it's gonna be really hard for them.
Sen has to back. He's got no
Yeah.
exhaust, no health, no mana, and that means that he can't sit in his ranged form. That just puts him in huge threat. So they have to give up some priority over this dragon right now, and ROTM will gladly snap that one up. No Shen ult. They do have the teleport if necessary. X-Craze is lagging a little bit behind and now walks on top of a Dorado ward. This is a flank, but I don't know if...
Baby.
But they definitely know about it. They're going to force the Monsoon out, trying to get onto Rogue initially. They'll melt him down. On the backside, though, V-Bon and X-Craze trying to fight. Garethar gets taken down by the Jinx Rocket. They can't get onto Sen, and they'll have to scoot out of the bottom side of the fight. V-Bon and Data finish one off, but they've lost X-Craze, so I think Tough Daddy killed X-Craze, but V-Bon was keeping him occupied enough. It's still 3 versus 3. Data can't get over the wall, but they lose the dragon in the process. So, summarize the nonsense. Go. Do the thing.
Yeah, I mean, I think X-Craze actually had a really nice idea there to get the flank, landed a nice initial stun, but ended up going down, and like I said, you got one damage dealer after that of the Zeri, and after that goes down, it's really hard for RTM to do enough damage, especially to this Jinx that's getting shielded and healed from the Janna. In the end, it's going to be Dorado living a little bit longer here, and RTM's going to waste a lot of that Baron timer, so good on Dorado to play that fight well, get the kill onto X-Craze, and then just convert, do damage to those frontliners for RTM.
Yeah, and it feels so bad because as strong as Benji is, I don't know that he can 1v1 the Jinx. So you have to have another ancillary damage dealer or at least some crowd control on him in order to win that 1v1. And Sen has been largely able to free fire during these fights and really output the damage on the Jinx.
Yeah, and getting empowered by that Janna, he's just really, really strong.
Stun gonna land. Oof. I don't know that X-Craze survives this one. He's got the stopwatch, but Dobbin is tanky enough to fight his way on through that one. Data will trade it back, and now there's some nonsense happening down on the bottom side that looks like V-Bon's gonna be okay for him, although he's running toward more enemies. Maybe he's not okay at all. I think this might just be a dead Shen, or we're gonna go on an adventure for a little bit. He's got the blast plant. Oh, gets hit by the zap though. That's probably his time. Dodges the Jinx Rocket. Oh, well. It was inevitable, but Data's opening the gates on the top side, and now he's got to run away.
Man, it just plays all around the map. I think it's good of Dorado there to try to force onto the Shen, because they knew a lot of members were topside, and in the end, they get a 2-for-1 out of it. So well played by them, recognizing that they had the numbers advantage, and Dobbin also getting the 1v3 kill is really, really good.
Yeah, he's an issue. That scoreline doesn't look like he's a huge issue, but he's got a lot of gold in his back pocket. Yeah, he's the second strongest member, just by like 100 gold, but the second strongest member of Dorado right now, and he's a handful for any single person to deal with. I don't know that there's a single person. Maybe Data 1v1s him, but just because of the way Gwen works,
yeah,
probably not.
Yeah, without some anti-healing, it's really, really hard to deal with this Gwen, and especially in a side lane where you want Shen to be able to side lane against it, ideally, so you can get numbers advantages across the map with his ult. He's going to have to do so under tower, so that can be a really strong point for Dorado Gaming.
Feels like X-Craze has just been like a pixel off on some of these stuns. If he hits that one on the Sen, that is absolutely devastating, but not to be this time. Still a minute and a half to go. It's almost a sync Baron and Dragon respawn, so you do need to watch out for both of those objectives at roughly the same time. And it looks like, for now, Dorado is really favoring this Dragon side, opting to get vision and really clear that out. ROTM is going to get mid lane priority for now, and try to play around their own pockets of vision as they head back toward the Baron side. They don't have X-Craze with them right now. That's honestly a big reason that Dorado can kind of muscle their way through. But look at all the wards in this red side. Dorado immediately sends blood as they watch X-Craze walk in. They know that he's separated from everybody else, but now able to group up, and then he face checks immediately into Rogue, trying to get back away. These fights are going to break out immediately, and they're going to be super tense when they happen, but for now, just more jostling around in the red side jungle.
Yeah, I really like what Dorado's doing in this game, setting up all their bot side vision and then just 4-1. Put Gwen, who is really, really strong, already level 17 here, in the side lane to 1v1. And you've got that teleport in your back pocket that you could use.
I forget that Zeri is just a champion in this video game. Has the dash away over the wall.
It is going to be a big chunk though onto the Zeri, half health. So trying to heal up a little bit from these minions, able to get down back up to a quarter health, gone there, and that's important as we are gonna do another dragon dance. And so far, Dorado Gaming on Soul Point has really.
They're kind of opting not to dance. They're just going to burn down the dragon over the wall. X-Craze doesn't quite have enough damage. That was pretty close, but no cigar. Do you want a cigar? Is that the big goal that you're really looking for? But yeah, regardless, just not quite enough damage to chunk all the way through. And another dragon now. We're going to Dragon 7. Almost as dramatic as like a NBA or NHL Game 7. They're going to get the hook, though, onto the Jinx. That's huge. It's a shutdown going to Benji. They'll finish off Godly as well. And Dobbin, just a huge pick from ROTM. They'll be able to mop up Rogue underneath the tower. Well, maybe. Yeah, okay, they've got the taunt. They'll finish that one off. They'll be able to get a couple of towers now. And Tough Daddy can't defend 1v5, so this is almost as much as ROTM wants. This could be the game immediately. With 20 seconds left to go on the respawn timers, they could just back for Baron. That'd be the safer option, but we'll see where ROTM wants to go. They've been aggressive before. They're looking aggressive now, and it's the Chaos Storm might deter them. That's so low. They're all getting so chunked. V-Bon is in. He can't find the taunt. They just don't have any CC. Now Data finally finds it. The one that he can't miss. It's the bear slap for the kill. Godly is up. Sen is up in 7. They're chunking through the Nexus towers. The Nexus getting a little bit low. Sen is alive. Can he get in? The rocket doesn't finish anybody off. It shoots the gap, and the Nexus falls for Crowstorm in game number 1.
Yeah, a pick leading to 4 deaths there, and I feel like this game ended exactly how it should have. Just chaos all around. Really, really nice finish to the game there. 1 pick led into 4 deaths, and we're just able to barely scrape out the victory at the end.
Yeah, Ghost Slap, Jungle Gap. That was it. That's not really the summary that you were looking for. Anyway, we're going to take just a quick break. We'll head to game number 2. RotM leads 1-0 with their playoffs in the balance. A win all but secures them a spot. And yeah, so they got to get that. Here we go.
Yeah, boot it up here.
Yeah, absolutely clean, clinical game from Crowstorm. Never a doubt in my mind.
Yeah, it was getting scary with the Drake stacking happening. I am ready when you are for game 2.
I'm looking in the Masters chat right now, and I'm scared.
Now I'm scared to go look.
Yeah. Jesus. All right. Well. All right. I'm ready now that I've seen that really disturbing GIF. Thank you for that, Alexis.
You've never seen a man's brain on a on a deli counter slicer?
No, I haven't. That's not something I have willingly looked up at any point in my life. All right. Well, welcome back. It's game number 2 between Crowstorm and Dorado Gaming Sigma. Hold on, my wife is talking to me. Give me 1 second. Yes, I do. Okay. Cool. I'm getting dinner. Awesome. Sorry. Game number 2 between Crowstorm and Dorado Gaming Sigma. Crowstorm up 1-0, looking to close out the series. Are you ready, Lane?
I am so ready.
All right. 3, 2, 1, go. All right, on the bottom side of the rift, trying to keep their undefeated season intact are Dorado Gaming Sigma. In the top lane, Dobbin reprising his role on the Gwen. No argument there. That looked pretty good. Rogue in the jungle on Hecarim. Dog Tough Daddy in the mid lane on Jace. And Sun Shadow and Ibeon Godly playing Ezreal and Karma.
Yeah, and we're going to see a repeat for a lot of the RTM players here. Vivon on the Shen. Data going to be pairing with that Shen a nice Nocturne. X-Craze Hokage going to be playing on LeBlanc. And then we see the same bot lane here from Benji, Peach, and Garithar of the Zeri Nautilus.
Well, it's our second straight invade, and this time they're going to find an Ezreal, which is equally hard to lock down as the Gwen last game. So
Yep.
made
No
him start
flash
E.
there. and E start. So I think worth at the end for sure.
And now they'll get the re-invade on the top side. They'll never see it coming. Or maybe they will. Garithar? Okay.
Wow, I really like that skin animation of the Monster Key there. Like dark hole opening up underneath.
Yeah, it's
pretty sick.
It's pretty spooky. I don't know. It's maybe 3 spook 5 me, just like the Nocturne pick in the jungle. We have Nocturne Shen happening in this game, so that's definitely something to keep an eye on once Data hits level 6, which he'll hopefully do pretty quickly.
Yeah, this Nocturne really not looking to do much in this early game except farm, unless there's a really juicy opportunity for a gank. Really just wants to hit 6 as soon as possible, try to get as many scuttles as possible to amplify his ability to get 6. And yeah, it's gonna be rough for this bot lane, I think, in the early levels. Sin Shadow and Ibeon Godly on the Karma Ezreal are gonna be able to poke out and abuse the double range versus melee range.
Chain from X-Craze. He's even dropping the Ignite. A couple more
Yeah.
autos. One more.
One
There
more.
it is. He's got the solo kill, the redemption arc. Meanwhile, level 2 is in the bottom lane for Godly and Shadow. Garithar with a defensive Ignite, kind of. Make him at least think about his decisions, but they're definitely hemmed in under tower for a little bit here, as they'll finally hit level 2. Now have to try to recoup their wave state from earlier.
We're going to see this top matchup again, and I think Vivon actually played it pretty decently, able to pick up a really early kill. If Dobbin is able to play it a little bit better, I think he could be a potential strong point for his team.
Yeah, this early lane looks significantly better for Dobbin than it did last game. He's winning some of the early trades. I wonder if part of that's just like the PTSD almost from the way the lane went toward the end last game. Just kind of forgot about the early trades. I do
Yeah,
that
maybe
sometimes.
so.
I'll admit that one. That if you play a repeat matchup, that's it definitely colors the way you play the next one.
Yeah, V-Bon here not letting him back, which actually is pretty smart because Dobbin's really low on mana, so you could potentially look for a kill on Shen.
Yeah, have to be careful because of the Ignite. Data looking in mid. Hits the Duskbringer, X-Craze with the chains. He'll jump back, and that's... Well, they got to give that to
Wow.
somebody. Yeah, that's a little BM there from RTM, but they get the kill. V-Bon's kind
Ooh.
of off in no man's land. He was looking for the kill onto Dobbin, but the Ignite just a little too strong, and he'll find the solo kill up in the top lane.
Yeah, trade that back there, but a really nice punish there in the mid lane with the flashes being down, able to get another kill onto Jace for X-Craze, and
Well,
close.
Data's there. He's just showing him. Hit him with the Dust Trail.
Yeah, and he's put his camps on a good rotation here. Gonna be kind of just hitting them right as they come up, so he'll be able to do his Krugs if he wants, or he can just go straight to his Raptors and path downward.
Not sure how it happened, but Rogue did double crab him, so he's got the 2-camp advantage essentially.
Yeah, I mean they had the pushing lanes in top and in bot, which does give you a lot more freedom in the early game to be able to pick up those crabs. You need some lane help to get off to a rockin' start. So Hecarim already looking quite a bit better compared with last game.
Yep, but of course Data probably pretty nonplussed about that one. Vocab word, nonplussed. But he'll want to hit level 6 anyway, so until that happens, there's not really a judge of how the Nocturne game is going unless you're just like chain inting it. He's already got a kill, so he's off to a good start. He's probably running ulti Hunter, right? So you reduce that ult cooldown just a little bit. Maybe he isn't. I don't know if there's a way to actually see, excuse me, his secondary runes while you're playing this. But
Do not think so, sadly.
I said it and then I realized that he went Conqueror and not like a Hail of Blades or something that would actually have it. So I was like, oh, well, maybe he's not, but who knows. I'm going to assume he is, because that makes my
I think it
point
would make a lot of sense.
Yeah.
V-Bon, importantly, hitting 6 here. And that's might be important as RTM has started up the Dragon, so...
Yeah, Garethar
See
going to
if
find
it's a
the
fight.
hook. They're just trying to blow up Godly. The Ignite isn't quite enough because of the shield. They'll use the ult on Garethar, trying to keep him alive. Data has to flash away, but they're holding ground. Meanwhile, on the backside, Tough Daddy does finish one off with a Shock Blast, but in comes X-Craze from the side. Benji very low. Rogue chases him down. V-Bon now trying to fight his way out. It's a double kill for the Hecarim. The Ignite, Tough Daddy, I don't think wanted the blast cone that direction. That was a little unfortunate as he does eventually fall to X-Craze's Ignite. They're trying to find just that last little bit of damage onto Rogue. V-Bon needs one more auto, and he's got it there. It's a not an ace. It's 4 kills for 3 for RTM. It's a mess. The whole game's a mess, just like it always is. And Dobbin is going to get a couple turret plates in the top lane. They don't even get the dragon out of it.
Yeah, I think in the end there, it's probably about even, especially because Dobbin is able to pick up plates for himself on this top side, and Shen's going to miss out on a little bit of farm. RTM not being able to pick up the dragon is going to hurt them, but Data is going to be able to hit 6 this time around, so...
Yeah, I think the biggest thing that comes out of that, though, is 2 more kills onto X-Craze. So he's very big on the LeBlanc. If he can go back and buy his completed Mythic, he'll have one-shot potential on pretty much everyone in the game. Maybe the Hecarim notwithstanding, but I'm just... Why am I like this? Notwithstanding, nonplussed? Just...
Gotta show the vocab, the college education.
I am very smart. All right.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, RTM really wants to play around this mid lane. I think it would be really, really nice here if they'd spent some time helping X-Craze push this mid lane out so that he can reset effectively and get to his full item. But
Well, first
it's
Nocturnal is successful. He gets a kill. That's what you like to see. X-Craze in a little bit of trouble, has to dash away, has the Mario Kart double dash back over the wall, and Rogue just burns his ult for nothing.
yeah, I mean, he is going to get the X-Craze's flash, but Data is able to pick up a kill and help X-Craze reset his lane. So now this LeBlanc is going to be really popping with the Ludens.
Anyway, double dash, the best version of Mario Kart to exist to this point. Godly is dead in the
Ouch.
bottom lane. That's a big hook from Garithar, and Sen is dead as well. The double level 6s for Garithar and Benji mean that they can just kind of tear through. They don't even use the lightning. Oh, never mind. It goes on cooldown now. The double level 6s before the level 6
Yes.
for Ezreal and Karma means that they can kind of just bully their way through.
Yeah, and that's just really nice recognition there, knowing that they're going to hit 6 and then just all-inning off of that opportunity. They have a really strong combo with all the CC that Nautilus is able to provide at 6. And then Zeri getting her ultimate makes her quite a bit more dangerous and elusive. So
Oh, sorry, I got caught in the yawn. X-Craze taking a tour of the Dorado Gaming jungle. He's found a horse. I don't think that he really wants to do anything about it.
does show himself there, but maybe just thinking about it. That is
Maybe
going to be a
hoping just
started Rift
to
Herald.
either scare
Yeah.
him into not to canceling his recall, or yeah, I don't know. Sometimes you just gotta show him, you know.
Mm-hmm. And this is nice by Garithar to make the roam up here, make sure that RTM is able to secure this Rift Herald for themselves. Benji is going to be able to uh, hopefully pick up as much farm as he can at a tower here, but not too much kill threat from the Ezreal Karma under tower for the Zeri.
Yeah, unfortunately, Ezreal Hecarim Karma does have some kill threat though, so in
Yes.
comes Rogue as they're looking for the dive. They immediately exhaust him. They get the Shen ult early onto Benji, and that means that the dive already hilariously unsuccessful, and Rogue is going to die as a result of it. So nicely done. They'll turn one back. They'll finish off V-Bon, unfortunately going to Godly, and in comes the Nocturnal ult as well, just to add some little spice onto the end. So 3 for 1 on the dive in favor of ROTM, and well, there's the third one. Sorry. It took a second for Sen to get tracked down, but eventually does fall to
Yes,
X-Craze
into
at
the
the end.
waiting arms of X-Craze, jumping over the wall to give the LeBlanc an extra kill. But yeah, I think that play is the result of not thinking about the Shen. I know I'm pretty guilty of doing this, but like when a Shen's in the game, those plays that feel like you have a very big numbers advantage can quickly turn into something that they're not. And V-Bond there, good job ulting early and baiting and buying enough time for the rest of the RTM team to come in and save Benji Peach.
Yeah, and a lot of that I think is just not quite knowing your chance. Well, they're gonna catch Sen here. He's being a little over aggressive on the Ezreal, but also doesn't have the items to really back that up. He's sitting on. Now he's finally finished off his Essence Reaver, so he's got some damage. X-Craze going in for the 1v1. The Ignite not quite enough. It's a kill for Tough Daddy, and he lives. Yep. Anyway, Sen just being a little over aggressive with the Ezreal. You count on the AD carry to output a lot of damage in those dives, but
Hmm.
Ezreal doesn't have the big on-demand damage, and was sitting on, I'm pretty sure, Sheen Caulfield's tier at the time. So you just don't
Right.
have that really reliable damage coming through onto Benji for the dive, which means it all has to come from Rogue, and it didn't work out. So
Yeah, that's a big chunk onto Hecarim there. I don't think that Vebon wins that if Dobbin abandons his wave and comes down and help, but I think Dorado not really knowing where RTM is didn't want to commit for that play. So
why Dobbin's on Leeching Leer Blasting Wand Blasting Wand?
the misclick and then walked off fountain maybe or something.
I
I'm not sure.
Because like you just don't buy. You wait 200 gold because you don't. It doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things. Like
Okay.
you're not winning the lane off of a blasting wand. And now you need another 1,000 gold, so he's still 600 away from his combined cost on the Rift Maker.
Hmm.
Plus, I'm pretty sure it's technically more efficient anyway to go Nashers first. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. Maybe not in this lane, because your autos could cancel. I don't know. Now I'm
Yeah.
thinking out loud.
I,
Where
I think sustain's pretty decent in this lane just because it's the nature of Shen, but
oh,
X-Craze
X-Craze
is gonna find a big chunk.
just accidentally finds 3 of them waiting in the bush, chunks out Sen to pretty much nothing, and secures the first dragon of the game for RTM essentially.
Yeah. And I think also another combo that RTM has is the LeBlanc Shen delivery mechanism. Can also be very strong because you can jump forward with LeBlanc and then get back out after the Shen has come through. So
Kind of disappointed to see the Chem Tank Hecarim.
I think it is the best Hecarim, sadly.
That doesn't mean it doesn't make me sad. I still prefer watching Triforce or Sunder or Hecarim.
Mm-hmm.
What?
X-Ray is just being really annoying to Rogue here.
Yeah, that was really weird little interaction that happened, but Rogue is going to die, so however it happened, it happened. Vibon not quite able to find the taunt over the wall, but it doesn't matter. It's a double kill for X-Craze. They will trade one back as Vibon does his thing where he takes just a little bit too much damage in the fight. They're going to trade a top lane tower during the whole process, but ROTM finding the fight that they want and now can walk through this mid lane tower.
Yeah, I will say that Gwen is, kind of ramping up, able to get a full tower for himself in the top lane, but it's really, really rough. They need to get him into some of these team fights because it's starting to, the difference is not being made up anymore by that Gwen solo split pushing, so hopefully after this back they will look to get her in some of these fights.
You have to hit the back in order to get the back. That's a pretty big shutdown actually for Rogue.
Yeah. I think that's twice now they get shutdowns onto the LeBlanc. So nice pickup for them. Definitely helpful in getting back in this game, picking up those bounties. Still 2 more to collect for RTM. Are on RTM. Benji Peach, the next biggest at 400, so could be another valid target for Dorado to put some pressure down, but always pretty difficult with that Shen ult potentially coming in.
Yeah, kind of interesting data went for the Stridebreaker this game rather than sometimes you'll see Gourd Drinker or even weird assassin items, but the Stridebreaker feels like a good solid choice for the diving that he needs to do, because you'll have to dive in and try to collect ideally either Jace or Ezreal, right? And you need a way to try to track them down if you get the slow on them once they dash or knock you back. It's a little easier.
You see Dobbin finally picking up the Rift Maker, able to get his item completed a little bit slower than he probably would have liked, but we're going to see how this 1v1 goes with LeBlanc versus the Gwen.
Yeah. Dog's going to go ahead and pick up the Rift Herald, and we'll see if they can really make use of that. Gareth are going to walk in and find him retreating from the Rift Herald that they just have slain.
Yeah, I think a lot of times a really good use for that second Rift Herald is to use it to get automatic dragon control or mid lane control for dragon. We see a fight here.
Trying to bait a little bit here onto Dobbin. They have to use the Shen ult just to try to save him. Data pretty strong, able to track down the kill at the end with the paranoia, but in flies the Hecarim from the side, trying to get that trade down. X-Ray sticking around, gets ignited. The flash locket isn't quite enough to save him though. Rogue still getting chunked through as Benji zips in over the wall with Garethar, and now the rest of the team coming on in as he'll zip away from Tough Daddy, get that little shield, and the teleport from Vibon, the final part of the puzzle as he arrives.
Yes, all 5 members showing up in the bot lane and RTM coming out ahead is going to give them a inside path to the Dragon Vision, but everybody should be up by the time this Drake is up, so look for RTM to push out that mid wave and get some vision for themselves.
ROTM cosplaying the Avengers, just coming in from all sorts of angles, also different modes of transportation.
Yeah, I really liked the flash locket there by Garithar. Barely not enough to save X-Craze Hokage.
You know, if they didn't have to nerf Locket because of Renata, then that would have been a great play.
Right.
So
Yeah, definitely would have been.
really, X-Craze can just blame Renata for that death.
Yeah, blame the patch notes for sure. Dragon is gonna get started up here, but Vbon doing well for himself against this Jizz.
Yeah, now with Garithar walking on in, some beefy boys gonna... I think I saw like a fanfic about that once, just some beefy boys going at Jace. Not really sure.
The arcane anime just doing some work for you, Maris.
You know, really, who doesn't?
We got
I thought it was
a
weird
rift.
they posted they won some Annie awards, but I thought Jinx was the main character, so that was kind of weird. I don't know.
Wow.
Anyway, trying
Oh
to
my.
collapse.
We're having some fun with the replay today.
I, you know, sometimes you gotta just go for it, especially on the replay casts.
Oh yeah. Well, both teams positioning around this Baron. I'm gonna try to fight for some vision here while it's spawning soon. And oh my.
Yeah, that's a dead Ez. Well, it should be a dead Ezreal. There we go. Had to use an extra skill shot. Ugh. But X-Craze with his 8th kill of the game.
Yeah, just getting tag team there from the Nocturne ultimate, and then X-Craze being below, able to jump in and finish off the kill.
Well, I mean, that's the big advantage of the RotM comp anyway, is the mobility that they have, the ability to collapse from multiple angles and multiple different ways.
Yeah, I mean, it's really frustrating to play against globals because fights that you're used to winning, people could just show up out of nowhere. So
Yeah,
RTM making good use of those in this game so far.
and for what it's worth, Dog's comp just doesn't feel like last game. It felt like they had a very strong identity of they're going to receive pressure and they're going to, you know, peel and re-engage, right? This comp doesn't have like a clear strategy in mind, or at least me looking at these champions as a, you know, bronze 2 support player, not really seeing it. They're gonna find a kill in the side lane. Like, theoretically, that's the big advantage, is the side laning potential of Gwen and Jace, right? But Shen and LeBlanc are fine at that. Like, they're not significantly worse than those 2 champions.
Right.
So I don't
I
even
mean,
know that that's a
usually-
big enough advantage.
Yeah, usually you want to leave that Gwen and Jace in a like 1-3-1 style, but the thing that gets interrupted by that is that ROTM could just send an extra person from super far away to counter that 1v1 and turn your 1v1 into a 2v1. So it's really hard for Dorado Gaming to find any source of identity in this game. But that said, Gwen is side laning. Able to get those 2 towers in top, and really want to see Gwen in some of these fights. I feel like we have not seen the Gwen quite online yet, but has got the 2 items, so feeling pretty strong, I feel like.
Yeah, Benji kind of mutually walking around with Gwen, trying to hem her in, and the teleport out, I don't know. Oh, they didn't see the teleport, so that's gonna be a big mystery here as to where Gwen went.
Yeah. Regardless, it is going to be RTM kind of defending mid here, trying to push that out. They want to get that vision into the top side jungle of Dorado, and look for some Baron pressure. Also looking at this dragon that's spawning in a minute and a half here, which would put them on soul point.
Have you seen the meme or the picture of Zeri, Gwen, and Seraphine as the Powerpuff Girls? Anyway,
I have not.
That's some high quality content. This is also high quality content. Jace is dead again. X-Craze is on a killing spree. He's got 10 kills now. Just drop a 10 stack on him. not
I could
dropping
see
it.
how that would work out, though. I mean,
Yeah,
Zeri definitely feels like Bubbles, so you got the blonde hair working.
I think it's more the hair colors and less the personality,
Yes.
because there's not a big blossom, or not blossom, buttercup in the group, right? Buttercup's the
Yep.
serious green one.
Yep.
Maybe green, debatably green. Green's not a real color, by the way. It's just a scam by paint companies to sell you more
I
colors.
agree. Grass, get out of here. What is that? Fake color.
Just like gender's a scam to sell more bathrooms, right? That's a
Yes. That's an interesting one. I like that
um.
thought.
Anyway, we're at 4,000 gold lead for ROTM. Um, this is still much less weird than where Lexus and I went last week, by the way. So
I'm glad
we're
that
really
I've
doing it.
gone just a
You, you
tier
you
above
steered
that.
us a little bit straighter than that. In comes Data. They've found a couple of members of dogs hanging out in the jungle. Tough Daddy is burning to the ignite and will eventually fall to Benji Peach. Vibon on the bottom side just wreaking havoc. Sen pretty low, but not quite going to take the lethal amount of damage. So just the one pick for ROTM, but that'll secure them the dragon as Data'll go ahead and grab that. Chain's going to land as X-Craze continues to be a big bully.
Yeah, and that is going to be probably soul point picked up here for RTM at the end of the day. They got to feel pretty strong with the lead that they've got for themselves, and pretty confident to be able to set up for this Baron. And I think usually you're kind of sad to see the Air Drake, but in this case, when you've got Nocturne Shen and even the Zeri Nautilus, they benefit a lot from getting that ultimate movement speed and having it on a lower cooldown.
Vibon waiting in the wings, spotting out the collapse onto X-Craze. Rogue's still going to go for this one, it looks like. He's got the kick. X-Craze, I think, still has dashes, and he's really just waiting for Benji and Garthar to get in anyway. Rogue, do they actually have the CC to lock him down? Do they have the speed? He's very
So
fast. They
fast.
got the hook, though. And
Just
now,
barely.
with the Nautilus ult, they'll get on to Sen as well. It's a double kill for Vibon. Why not? And that'll should be the Baron for Crowstorm.
Yeah, there's a lot of these plays that I feel like teams make where they're like, oh, we have numbers, but we were seen, and it'll take us a little bit to get onto them, but we have the numbers, so we feel like we have to take the play. I mean, because they were seen so early in that play, it gives RTM a lot of time to respond, and especially here in the later game, you've got to think that RTM is going to be responding to all the pressure bringing in top lane, especially with Baron up.
Yep, Jace gets the big cash out on the objective bounty in the bottom lane turret. And X-Craze might get the big cash out on the Gwen as they're going to fly in with Nocturne to finish that one out.
Yeah, X-Cray is so big in this game, 10-3 on the LeBlanc, able to just battle either side laner, so the 1-3-1 comp not really working out for Dorado Gaming.
Yep, and now RTM with Baron up can start to roll through some of these objectives and feels kind of by the book for this one. 26-9. We'll see if Dorado's got something special left in the tank. The undefeated team probably doesn't want to go down without at least giving it a go here in this game. And X-Cray is going to find Rogue in the jungle. Don't want to get picked too bad here. Well, oh, Rogue got that one. That was a interesting little battle. Oh, and he smites that one. Okay, secured. All the jungle camps secured by Rogue. That's what you like to see.
Regardless, X-Craze is just being a really big nuisance in this game. I feel like he's always around the jungle just waiting to pick someone or just annoy them to death, but Vbon here pushing with a massive wave into Dobbin here.
Feels like RTM not making the best usage of the Baron so far, but
Ouch.
RTM now finally starting to group up toward this bottom side. Dobbin? Oh, Gwen is immune, by the way. That's a little unlucky. And, just the well-timed stopwatch. Vbon trying to block, but they find the Seeing Eye Mantra Q on in there. They'll use the Nocturne Shen combo to be able to eliminate Sen for the 7th time in this game. And sometimes that's what you gotta do. You got the solo split pushing Zeri in the top lane, which I think was on the bingo card for the game. Garithar gonna get caught just a little bit here, and RTM might have to be a little bit careful with the way that they're playing, maybe a little too loose now in the past couple of minutes as Garithar getting tracked down. He's worth an extra shutdown, so 450 gold in the pocket of Rogue. Vbon, meanwhile, working his way on this bottom lane tower, undisturbed, calm,
Yeah, he does
refreshed,
not care.
in his lane, flourishing. Benji, pretty low, trying to cut back away from Dobbin, has the lightning crash, but it's just not quite enough with the shield steal, and now Data in quite a bit of trouble as well as Rogue, and Dobbin trying to chase him down. Rogue kicks him back into the Guardian Angel. They should give this one to Dobbin. Rogue has had enough of his shutdowns so far. Oh, Sen. Sen wanted to interrupt that. I think he probably regrets it just about now. Vbon has to get out, though. These... Actually, the buffed minions might kill Sen. Not quite enough. Dobbin should be able to track him down, maybe? Vbon's pretty strong. He's not that strong, though. Gwen is good.
Yeah, so shutdowns all across the board there. I think that was really nice pickup by Dorado Gaming to just kind of group up and punish RTM for not grouping themselves with the Baron, and that's going to be a pretty big kill there. That means Vbon is not going to be up for the initial dragon spawn, so they've got a short 10-second window to potentially force a 4v5, but always worrisome with the Shenel coming in that as soon as he spawns, he could save someone. So
X-Gray's
oh
just
my
hanging
gosh.
out in the jungle looking for the pick. Gets Tough Daddy low, but with the Karma Shield, might just be enough to save him. And now Beyond Godly walking just a little too far forward. This is... I was going to make a point about how the gold lead has swung, but also, like... all of those kills went on to, like, 1 onto Gwen, 2 onto Hecarim, 1 onto Karma. Dragon is secured, so that's a good team objective. And they'll get on out over the wall. The Nautilus ult following them. So that's a nice pick for Dorado. But look at how weak Jace and Ezreal are. Those are your main damage dealers. And they're still having a bit of a struggle. Oh my god, never mind. Well, I shouldn't talk about things anymore. Jesus
Yeah,
Christ.
I mean, I think RTM's just having a really tough time finishing off this game. It feels like it's just pick after pick for Dorado Gaming, and I think this is how they could potentially get themselves back in the game. They're finding kills from RTM just overextending a little bit too much and playing split, and getting some very nice shutdowns onto their carries.
It's really silly that Zeri steals the shield from the Scuttle Crab. I don't like that interaction. Very silly.
You get a nice big shield.
See, that's just one of those things that's like, why is that thrown into the kit? I don't really understand, but it's kind of neat, so I guess keep it, but...
Riot buffing people that read. Just want to get those long paragraphs into the champ kits.
It just feels like one of those unnecessary things. Like, you could cut that and Zeri still plays exactly the same way. Like, that's not
Exactly.
a part of her identity in any way. It's just like, that's some extra power for her. Just slide that one on in there. Well, RTM grouping up around the Baron, 20 seconds to go before that spawns. Their lead has been cut down to about 3,500, which from the 6 that it was isn't feeling great right about now, but they still know that they're stronger in the 5v5. They still know that they have managed to get some pressure on that bottom side with the inhibitor going down, so should open them up for relatively free Baron, unless Dorado just wants to throw themselves through the gap and try to steal this one. As Data, Benji, and Garithar started up. Dobbin over the wall with Godly, not quite able to find the hook. Garithar gets the root, trying to start this one off with some crowd control onto the Gwen. In comes the Nocturne ult. Where are we looking for this one? Into the back line. The fight going okay for ROTM, but now a big Hecarim ult trying to reset. Where is the damage actually coming from Dorado, though? It's just not existent with Sen down. And you can see now the gold lead really starting to add up in that big 5v5. RotM kind of slapped them with their wallets, and that should slap them into the grave for game number 2.
Yeah, I mean, I think that was a nice fight by Dorado Gaming, but
X-Craze
X-Craze is...
Boop.
Oh,
All right.
Goodbye. Yeah, X-Craze finding a pick onto the Karma there and started off the fight with a pick onto Sin Shadow, which was really, really nice. It just made sure that they had basically no damage to finish off the carries, and RTM moves on to playoffs and with the win here.
Yeah. So congratulations, both of the teams, both of the Plat Boys qualifying for playoffs. That's that's pretty huge, considering where we were just a couple of weeks ago. So um, let's look ahead then. So this week, Friday night is the UML playoff game. Their first shot at that. We'll introduce them to the stream as well. So Friday night at 7, I believe, is the UML team taking on Florida Tech in the UML quarterfinals, and then Sunday, I th- I'm pretty sure Sunday both of the Plat quarterfinals are going to be played. We'll see what happens with the scheduling on that. But both of the Plat quarterfinals, that's Crowstorm versus Ouroboros Gaming. Ouroboros can have a little Ouroboros as a treat. And I love that joke. And then Darkwind is taking on Dorado Gaming's sister team, Dorado Gaming Epsilon. That's Doge rather than Dogs. Uh, so those I think will both be Sunday. We'll see where the scheduling lands them, and then Monday night, not on our stream, but on uh, the main Runeterra Academy stream, will be the Masters team playing in the Senior League Finals versus Team Ambition Black. That one I believe also starts at 7 like normal. So a lot of playoff games. My team Dread won't be on stream ever, but we're playing Friday night in our playoff game against Imagine Stars. I, if you want to support us, just like send me a nice message, I guess, in Discord or something. Um,
Yes.
oh, that's also that's Saturday. It's Saturday at 7. So
Yeah.
um,
So lots of RTM
so yeah.
action this week, and
Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, all RTM playoff days. Should be a banger week. Hopefully we get some dubs. That's all I gotta say.
yeah, good luck to all the teams playing, and proud of what they've accomplished so far.
Yeah, and before too long, Harvest will be playing in Meta Shift. That league is almost ready to go, so we'll just roll our stream right into more streams. So keep an eye out as always on the announcements and on Twitter. And thank you guys. Much love. We'll see you soon.
Bye, guys.
Do we have anyone to raid Shadow Legends? You want to raid Victoris or Unified playing Valorant?
Let's go Victorous.
Okay. Don't talk about the RotM incident.
That cracks me up every time.
Bye!
Bye.